Hi, in today's video, I'm going to talk about Google Ads Enhanced Conversion Tracking. So I'll say what is Google Ads Enhanced Conversion Tracking, how it's work, and then I'll show you how can you set up Google Ads Enhanced Conversion Tracking in Google using Google Tag Manager, and how can you set up Google Ads Conversion Tracking in Google Tag Manager client side, as well as if you are using server tracking, how can you set up Google Ads Enhanced Conversion Tracking in your server container. So actually, Google made some update in March 2025 regarding enhanced conversion tracking. So, like the old way, how can we set up this? Like we just have to the old way, like we have to click in here new, and then we will just choose Google Ads conversion tracking tags from here, and then we will send here include user provided data a option. But Google removed this option in last month. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you how can I implement Google Ads enhanced conversion tracking based on Google new update. So actually, what is enhanced conversion tracking, right? So enhanced conversion tracking is like normally we are sending just only our main key event, for example, lead from submit event or purchase event in our Google Ads, and we are count this like as a conversion, right? But enhanced conversion tracking means just not only those key event, we also sending user provided data with those event. For example, we are sending purchase event, and we also sending this purchase event with we are sending like user details, for example user phone number, email address, first name, last name, city, country, others details. So when Google gets our user data, so then Google can optimize our campaign more precisely, and Google try to give us like as possible lowest cost under the conversion, and Google understand actual our who is our actual customer when Google gets our user data. So for enhanced conversion tracking, you have to send at least one data, email or phone number. Otherwise, we can't able to actually set up enhanced conversion tracking. And but the best as possible, we should set up all of this data. For example, user email, phone number, and first name, last name, city, zip code, this data. So as possible, we are able to send the data in Google Ads. Google can able to optimize our campaign. You know, when any platform, Google, Facebook, or others, any advertising platform get more data, they can able to optimize our ads and campaign more precisely. So let's say how can we implement this now. So if you are using just only browser tracking, you have to just simply first connect Google Tag Manager with your website and enable data layer. So if you don't know how can you enable data layer and connect your website with Google Tag Manager, just see my others video where I show, and I already connect Google Tag Manager with my website here you can see. And so now I'll set up the enhanced conversion tracking. So now I am in Google Tag Manager web container, and if I click in here new, and I have to choose from here Google Ads conversion, and I have to choose from here Google Ads user provided data event, and in here I have to paste Google Ads conversion ID and user provided data. Here you can see we have to choose from here this user provided data variable. And if you already get Google Ads user provided data variable, you see like that, but if you not create, you see like in here nothing, and you can able to create a new user provided data variable. So if I show like how I create user provided data variable, so you can see this is the user provided data variable, and in the variable like I add user email from here, phone number, and first name, last name, state, city, region, country, zip code. So you can also able to those data. You can also able to add this data once you have this data variable in your Google Tag Manager. So let's say how can we create this variable like email variable for example, or phone number variable for example. So if I click in here, you can see I create this is data layer variable. Yeah, data layer like email. So now your question is like what is actually data layer variable and how actually this is working, right? So like if I now make a purchase in my website, okay, so a purchase complete, you can see in here also we have in here the purchase event, and in the user provided data, you can see also user provided data. Is a mail, phone number, address, first name, last name. Those data are collecting. So if you go to data layer, here you can see like, here you can see like user data. So when I enable data layer, I also include like my user data with my data layer. So in your case like that, if you're submit late from, if you're submit late from, or if you're, we said like user purchase the product, you should like add those lead event with or purchase event with user provided data as well as. So then from here you can able to create a data layer variable like that. So if you don't know how can create data layer variable, it's very simple. You have to just in here copy this name, for example, and paste in here, like how I copy and paste in here already, you can see. And if you think this is complex, so you can go just copy these things and go to ChatGPT and say like how can I create data layer for this user data, like user email, phone number, city, country, and all this data. So ChatGPT will provide you this data layer code, as well as also guide you how can you add this in here. So once you create this data layer for all of this event, and you just add this variable with our Google Earth user provided data variable under. So then you have to just choose from here this user provided data variable, and in trigger section, like if your case you are sending layers, if your case like you are sending purchase event, so you just choose from here your main trigger. For example, I want to send with my purchase event this user data to enable enhanced conversion tracking for my purchase event. So I just choose my purchase event trigger, and just I have to click here save, and then that's it. So if you're using just only Google Tag Manager browser set tracking, so is this okay? You don't have to do anything others extra. So now if you're but make sure you click in here submit and publish this setup to live this setup in real life. And if you are using server-side tracking, so let's see how can we set up Google Earth enhanced conversion tracking in our server side. So if I go to server side, here you can see workspace, tags, and click in here new tag configuration. We have to choose from here Google Earth conversion, Google Earth, and we have to choose from here Google Earth user provided data, and then you have to paste in here Google Earth conversion ID in here. Okay, and then we have to choose from here this trigger, for example purchase event trigger, and make sure you are sent user data in server. So you will see option like that, which is this purchase event. If I scroll up, yep, this data this is like in server container preview mode. In the purchase event, if I go to event data, here you can see a value which is user data under this user, like mail, phone number, those things. So we have to like create a variable in server container and add this variable in here. And if I go to Google Earth tag under, here you can see we're not able to add any variables, so Google automatically collect this variable data. So now your question is, how can I send this variable in server? So when you send this data in your server, make sure you also send those variable. For example, with your GA4 purchase event, you also send like email, phone number, address, first name, last name, city, region, postal code, country, and also add this variable in here. So Google will automatically, get you can see this data in here as well as, and Google will automatically send this data via this tag. And then choose from your purchase event and click on your save, and that's it. So if you are already set up Google Earth conversion tracking, if you are confused with that, how can set up enhanced conversion tracking, I think you understand. But if you're not technical guy, I think this is you will not understand anything, because here actually if I able to create this video everything is specifically, so this will take 1 hours like that. So I think you understand, but if you have any question, feel free to comment. I'll try to answer your question, as well as if you need any paid help, you can message me via description link or schedule a call so I can take care of your review setup. So thank you so much for your time. Make sure after set up these things, you'll submit this GTM container to live this setup. Yep, thank you. Have a good day. Bye.